Hello, my absolutely beautiful Aries friends, and welcome to your final horoscope of 2022, your December horoscope. And let's just take a minute and celebrate that we made it. Okay, whatever kind of shape we are dragging ourselves or walking or humming ourselves to the end of 2022 in, we did make it. And I want to say thank you so much for letting me travel with you every week and every month of 2022. And before we even wrap up this year, I really want to make sure that you understand how valuable your time and your attention have been to me. So hopefully, as we're combing through what December of 2022 has to offer, you can keep that in mind in the back of your head that truly, as I lay out the information for you, it is an attempt to be organized and give you patterns to think about and questions to ask yourself as you travel through the month to reflect on where you've been and where you are going. Now, December is no different than any other month than we had this year. We have got transits to talk about. We're going to welcome in a new season. I guess it's different because we're not having an eclipse. So that's kind of nice, right? We've had 2 months of like a lot of eclipse energy. But we are going to begin our signatures that we will walk into 2023 with. Mostly the signatures happening in Capricorn. We've got Mercury entering into the energy of Capricorn, starting its pre-retrograde shadow time. Venus will come into Capricorn, and then as we close out this month, we're going to see Mercury taking that retrograde in Capricorn. So right here at the beginning of the video, I want you thinking about going back to the beginning of 2022, January of 2022, where we had all of this energy. This is the bookend that I was talking about in our videos of 2022. We had all of this energy happening in Capricorn. And what did that look like for you? What was going on for you? What were you learning? What were you reviewing? What were you getting your value around in terms of relationships, finances? What decisions were you getting prepared to make in this Capricorn area of your life, which for you, Aries, is a light up of the 10th house space. It's your career, your soul level calling, your reputation in public, things having to do with the government, right? Really, Aries, a lot of finding your way as to what you value and you would like to do next in public to offer to the community and to the greater world around you. So now, as we're at the end of the year and as we slide through January as well, you have an opportunity to look at the progress that has been made since we were here at the beginning of the year. And I think it is nothing but important to make sure that you're checking in and actually doing that. So we know that the 10th house is still going to be something we're coming in with a signature of working on here in December. It's in fact going to get louder as we come in officially to Capricorn season, and we'll also have that energy with us as we step across to 2023. But before we get to 2023, Aries, let's jump in here and see what the rest of 2022 has to offer, okay? So right at the beginning of the month on the 3rd, we're actually going to see Neptune coming direct in the energy of Pisces. Now it's coming direct at 22 degrees of Pisces, and we saw Neptune head into retrograde back in March of 2022. One of the things that I want to share with you or to bring your attention to evaluate what this retrograde time has been for you is that when Neptune goes retrograde, where we have this place of fantasy and we can create and we can imagine and we're working in the space of our ideals, it's a very non-tangible place where we have to go to create, to heal, to surrender, to do all of these things and to create an ideal for ourselves. As Neptune goes retrograde, what we step into is a space where like reality is reality. It feels very concrete. It can feel very heavy, where it is like, how do I bridge this gap between myself, my spirituality? Because this has been happening in the 12th house for you in Pisces. So in the hidden space of your own undoing, your spirituality, your spiritual practices, addictions, ailments that maybe hold you back, your creativity in your life, specialized populations, right? Research. So as Neptune was retrograde here for you, instead of being able to create or kind of go with the flow, it could have been months of feeling like really it was concrete. It's very heavy. There's no place to really create or envision. Although you know that you have spiritual protection, there could have also been a conversation of a little bit of doubt, like, is it really gonna work out, right? So the Neptune vibration could have brought that to your table. Now, as Neptune is coming out of retrograde and coming direct at this 22 degrees of Pisces, one of the things I want to tell you is it's going to take a couple weeks, I think, for real clarity in this 12th house space, bringing things to culmination, transitioning to what's next, because Neptune is coming out of retrograde in this conversation, square the moon. So as it's coming direct, everything is not perfectly clear, right? But the vision of what you wanted, the vision of where you'd like to go in a very concrete reality, I think was driven home to you, that it's like, I've got to create an ideal for myself going forward, and I've got to establish some kind of connection with a divine energy or a belief structure that can help get me there. So just because we're traveling into December, I just want you to know that, first of all, keep in mind Mars is retrograde at this particular point, so the action is slowed down, so there can be frustration there, but the belief structure may be taking a minute to come back online as well, and it will change. This will pass, okay? As we get to the 6th, we're going to see Mercury now entering into the energy of Capricorn. So we're starting to rev up for a real Capricorn signature, okay? Now, as Mercury moves into the energy of Capricorn, we get focused because it's of the mind. But where you're focusing is on your career, on that soul level calling, is on your reputation in public. What do you want to do? What do you want to offer next? Your status. Remember, are you not married and then you get married? What do you do that you change your status or you change what we call you in public? Mercury here is now preparing to make some decisions. You're getting focused in on getting tasks done. It's very Capricorn. You are making decisions to delegate. You're looking at, do I need to do this? Is this a priority? Is this not? Does this help me achieve? These are the kinds of questions that are coming to your table. Now, as we get to December 12th, we're going to see Mercury step into its pre-retrograde shadow time at this 8 degrees of Capricorn. So that's where I want you to really start to take note of what's going on and what you're going to review for this Mercury retrograde, even as we slide into January, okay? When we get to the 7th, we have got a full moon happening at 16 degrees of Gemini. Now, the full moon asks us to end something, acknowledge something, or adjust it, but we're under all of the light in the sky to be able to have a re-look at it, or to vision it, or to emotionally say, okay, do I feel like I have the right network for me? Is this the right decision? Is this the right contract to sign? Am I having conversation? Am I learning? Do I like what I'm learning, right? Because this is going to be a time at this particular full moon where this is of the smaller mind. Gemini does the smaller mind thing. So we're taking in information, and you're going to probably have the opportunity to get clear if you're in the right alignment to take in information. Is this the right program of learning for you? Is this the right teacher? It is December. You could be having things going on in your 3rd house that have to do with travel or with siblings. So these are conceptions that are going to be presenting themselves under this full moon for you to end, make an adjustment, re-acknowledge something at an emotional level, or to go back over something that is already there. Remember, Mars is retrograde in this Gemini energy, so nice and tight to this moon. So what do you need to review? What do you need to review in a strategy? Do you need to relook at a contract? Are you retaking a class that you didn't get to finish? Are you going back to writing that book? Whatever it is, just know that the 3rd house is absolutely lit up and waiting for your attention. As we get to the 9th, we are going to see Venus now come into the energy of Capricorn, and this was what was going on at the beginning of 2022, except that Venus was retrograde. So here in your 10th house, what did you revalue? What relationships have changed around your work or your finances or your relationships? What has changed for you? Where did you go? I am not gaining from this relationship, from this job, from this title. I don't value it. The money's not here. The relationship connection, the love, the attractiveness is not here anymore. So as we're here at December 9th, now you're like, okay, I've made the changes I feel like I need to here, and I'm ready to let some ease, some relationship attract into me. Venus is an attracting energy, so a promotion, more money, something that you value around this reputation or around your work. Also, it's happening in the energy of Capricorn. So whatever you're attracting in at this time, or what you're asking for at this time, can have long-term sustainability behind it. It does help you achieve. So keep that in mind, okay? On the 20th, we see Jupiter re-entering into the energy of Aries. So boom, right here lighting up your first house space. Now Jupiter actually came into your sign in May, but then we had to do retrograde and all of that good stuff. And now Jupiter is here back in your sign, ready to be wandering forward, right? But it's Jupiter in Aries. This is about expansion. This is about you're ready to go, guns blazing, ready to get out there, ready to move forward. You understand a little bit better who you are, and you're ready to expand that out in the world. You are ready to go on your next adventure, but you're clearer and you're more confident about the Aries that you are now, what you value, who you value, how you value those things, and where you're ready to go. So Jupiter here also opens doors of opportunity for you, Aries. Pay attention. Where are your opportunity doors presenting themselves? But you got to walk through it, okay? Where is the knowledge that you've learned and who you've become now an absolute resource, right? Because Jupiter wants you to expand your wisdom out as well. So where, Aries, do you have an opportunity to maybe take this rise of your reputation in public, but you're doing it now based on being the person in front. You're leading, you're stepping up to take forward. And not only that, you have a confidence, you have a faith, you have an understanding this time that you are built for the job. So what are the opportunities that are presenting themselves, Aries? Let me know in the comment section down below, okay? As we get to the 21st, happy solstice, whichever one you're having, whether it is winter or summer, because some of our friends down under are not going into winter, right? So happy solstice as we welcome the sun into the energy of Capricorn. We're officially here in Capricorn season. So this is the time where we're going to slow down. We're going to get more reserved. We're going to get more serious. And we're going to, in an earth way, in the material plane, start, because Capricorn is a cardinal energy. We are going to start to get organized. We're going to start to get our structures together so that we can achieve in through this next season, right? This is again in your 10th house. So what are you starting around your career? What are you starting around a new reputation that you're taking out into the world? What are you starting in your leadership abilities, right? Now, just a couple days behind that, in the 23rd, we're going to have this new moon, which is the birthday moon of Capricorns at 1 degree of Capricorn. So here's what I want to tell you. You have a great opportunity to plant your seeds of intention to begin the season, to get structured, to get organized, to set yourself up for success, to have opportunities come into you. But what I want you to keep in mind is that this moon is interacting with Jupiter in Aries. So this can be where you have more faith, you have more confidence, but you go and you want to take on too much too soon. Your ruling planet is still retrograde, so I want you to move forward. I want you to be resourceful. I want you to look at where you need to bring in some discipline in order to be your own most useful resource. And remember, discipline sets us free, right? But I don't want you to overload the plate, because while you are this beautiful warrior, you can't warrior all of the time, and you can't warrior in every direction. So be mindful of what you're taking on, to include the ideas and the ideals of what discipline has to look like for you, Aries, right? It's not an all or nothing. What redefines success for you right now, today, as an Aries in December of 2022? What redefines success for you? Reset that so that you can achieve along those lines and allow yourself to confidently move in the direction of what you'd like to achieve. Keeping in mind that as we come into 2023, we are going to review this 10th house area anyway. So new things that come in will get under review. And they're going to actually do that right here on December 29th as we see Mercury step into its retrograde right here in the energy of Capricorn, and it's stepping in at 8 degrees of Capricorn. Remember, we saw the pre-retrograde shadow time coming in on the 12th, and so there we were, 8 degrees of Capricorn. Excuse me, it's starting it at 24 degrees of Capricorn. So now we're going to start this retrograde at 24 degrees of Capricorn and back all the way up to 8 when we see it ending, okay? So Mercury retrograde, we are going over, we're reviewing, re-editing, reconnecting, revising, reunioning with people. Re-experiencing something in our own patterning around this 10th house. But likely you've got some revision to do, either from patterns that we saw in January of 2022, or really hone in on what started happening for you around December 12th at that 8 degrees of Capricorn, because now you need to revise those decisions and make sure that they are in alignment to help you achieve, help you bring discipline, including mental discipline, help you bring maturity to your table that are foundations you can stand and build your life on going in the next year and in the next direction. So it's really going to be a delight, I think, to see also what you built in 2022, what you're building now, and when we are having a conversation at the end in December of 2023, where are you seeing the Capricorn season pattern for you, and you're building something each time that is a structure you can move forward on. I look forward to you sharing that with me, sharing how you're manifesting. How are you doing at the end of 2022? Are you looking forward to 2023? How are you doing, Aries, and how are things manifesting for you? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe. Check out your 2023 forecast video. It is already up. Make sure you're sticking around with me every week and every month as we cover the transits as they are coming in a little bit more detail, so you see how to use them to your greatest good, okay? All right, my beautiful Aries friends, I love you. Have a great December, and I'll see you in 2023.